Okay, and then I came down to this intersection because if you look at the front view of the object, you can see that we have an L shape going on here. And then we want to go all the way to the right side of the object, and then down, and then back to the beginning. And now we have the L shape that you see on the object. Okay, we're going to do something similar for this angled line here. Okay, so we're going to start off with a line, draw it here, and then we want to go all the way to the top of the object. Again, watching the isometric sketch as we go along. Okay, and then from there you can see that it goes all the way to from left to right. Okay, and then it drops down in elevation to this line. Okay, and then it has the same width as this area here, so I want to go back to this line and then down to the beginning. Okay, and let me just turn off the construction layer so you can have a look at that. Okay, and that's what we're looking at right now. And now let me go to my construction layer again. Oh, okay. Now I'll offset by 2 here between the front and right side views, and let me offset up between the front and top views by the same distance. So O, enter, 2, enter. And that actually looks kind of far, but anyway, it'll work. Okay, so I want to offset that line back by 1.75, and I think that might be the only dimension we can take directly from the isometric sketch. So let's draw some lines up from the points of interest here, and then from here, make sure that's snapped on the end. Okay, I will trim off, TR, enter, enter. Let me trim that away. Now what we really need is this distance. Okay, we don't know actually what that line length is as given in the isometric sketch, okay, because it's actually determined by the 30-degree angle. So what we can do is we'll use a 45-degree miter line. So L, enter. From the corner of my object here, I'm going to draw a 45-degree angle up. Okay, now just to avoid any confusion, let me erase those 2 horizontal lines. Okay, just to make sure these distances transfer properly. Okay, so what I want to do is for my points of interest, let me draw a line straight up. Okay, and then trim off the part above the miter line, and then I will draw lines from right to left. Okay. Now what this allows us to do is to accurately transfer measurements from the top view to the right side view, or the right side view to the top view. If you'll look, for example, if I click on this line in the properties panel, I can see this length is 0.2431. Okay, if I were to draw that same line in the top view, that line would run from here to here. Okay, oops. Okay, and if I click on it, 0.2431, and it's because this line is exactly 45 degrees. If it's even a thousandth of a degree off from 45 degrees, these measurements won't transfer from view to view. But if this is exactly 45 degrees, this is how you can transfer measurements without having to redo your work up here. Okay, so let me go back to the visible layer, and I will draw a line from here to here, and from here to here. And again, I'm just following the isometric sketch and the grid that was created. Alright, now the angled portion goes between this vertical line and this vertical line, okay, and this horizontal line and this horizontal line. You see how they follow around? Okay, once they hit the miter line, they turn 90 degrees. So the way that will look, also let me Let me do one more construction line here. Actually, what I can do is let me just extend. So extend this line up. Okay. So now this is what the top view will look like now that we have all our grid lines. Okay. Okay, so let me turn the construction layer off. Okay, so that's what the angled portion looks like. Now we can actually see this surface in the top view. Okay, so let me turn my construction layer back on, and what that would look like, you can see that it runs the full depth of the object. Okay, which means that we would see it on this front edge here. Okay, so it may take you a minute to think about that, but that's what the corner of the object would look like. Okay, so again, let me turn off the construction layer and have a look. Okay, so that's what the top of the object looks like, and now